would like to say this about myself deceased. I do know that I am homeless in the threatening. Okay, now why do I have to say that about myself being deceased? Well, you don't understand what is deceased, and you have a life that way. There's something about you that needs to be out of the formed world, and you need extraction out of your genitals. That's how you don't ask me questions anymore about myself, because I'm not yourself, but I alive yourself. I know that. Well, I would not, but I do. You are Jesus folks. Barack Obama calls you folks. What are folks? Folks are people who don't use their names. President Barack Obama. But he uses his name to tell everyone else that he thinks that they are folks. People who should not use their names. What's wrong with being a folk person? Do you know what folklore is? Folklore is stories about people who don't really have a name. This is a Magnum bar. And my first Magnum bar on camera was last night. And this is the second one of the same box. And I am really pleased with the video I made last night. I don't want to make another one, but here we are. Yes, I would like to make a Magnum bar myself. I would eat more than I can make, and I would buy them because they're branded, but just for interesting, because I see people make food on the internet that you can buy, but just to be interesting how to make it myself. I need a mold for the ice cream. Okay, how do you make ice cream? Well, there's chocolate sauce around the outside, and then the outer chocolate coating. So what's the trick? You melt dark chocolate chunks and add some tablespoons of coconut oil and mix it in to make it so that it would be firm. Is this hard? Is it okay if I add coconut oil to melted chocolate chips or dark chocolate chunks and I want it to be like a magic shell, you can't save money on magic shell by making it yourself. Magic shell, the chocolate that hardens over ice cream because the ice cream is cold. Well, this is, I think, more solid than that. Yeah. Magnum condoms and Magnum ice cream bars are both Magnum. And then there's Magnum PI with Tom Selleck. And then there is Magnum PI with J. Hernandez. I was going to say Fernandez, but it's Hernandez. Hernandez, yeah. And then there's, what is a Magnum gun? That's what's wrong with Magnum, the gun? Okay, handgun. And what I would like to say about Magnum is it is quite excellently elsewheres at this time. Elizabeth Chorus, I know you owe me food, but you haven't brought me any yourself yet. You could send Mitch, but really Mitch is supposed to know what would be his point to go into jail and prison and die in his prejudice of the people that were around himself in public if he needed a reason to go to prison other than because he had the last name Moser. That's enough to go to jail and prison for that. Otherwise, Elizabeth Chorus, you owe me pay out yourself deceased to myself. And if you find you're not deceased near myself, that means you find yourself near myself, you can give me everything you have and go homeless and wait for God to give you a death out of your prejudice. You can go to jail and prison because you had to give me everything you had and you didn't have anything left and you had to go to jail and prison. Elizabeth Chorus, you don't have to breed puppies out of a collie. Elizabeth Chorus' dog's name is Lassie, and she had a litter of puppies. And I can give you the address of where the puppies were, and the puppies don't know that. But if I give you the address, YouTube would be saying I should not give out that kind of specific information on the internet because we don't know who's occupying the house we might be disturbing. So I will tell you this much. It's 901 East Churchill Lane, but we don't know where. Where is that? Somewhere in America. So why don't kids who are enrolled in public school, like Elizabeth Chorus and myself, why don't we have education in school about what to do in case you hear something you don't afford? I don't afford anything of what I heard in my whole life. And I died of my ears hearing, being God making it known to me what was going on in the world around me. And then I need to be where it is for food, clothing, and shelter for myself. And that's unfortunately beneath homeless. I'm thinking about my mom figure. I asked my mom in the house, I said, Mom, Bayside Middle School, classroom, asked the class, what's your middle name? It wasn't just me personally, right? Everybody out, right? So I told Mom, Mom, what's my middle name? And she answered me inside my house. She said, Lynn. And I said, is it named after anybody? And she said, no, it's just a name. What about everybody else at Bayside Middle School? How do they get named? Well, Elizabeth Horace. How many times did I go to her house? At least twice, yeah. I watched Pippi Longstocking at her house. Another time I saw Lassie have a litter of puppies. And another time I walked by her house to go to a house around the corner. Someone I've seen from Temple Emmanuel, a male, but he doesn't really speak. And if I see him, he goes upstairs to the balcony of Temple Emmanuel Sanctuary. So he opened the house for me to go in there and babysit. How many kids? Was it two? Maybe two small kids, children, maybe? I don't remember that. I remember the house, roughly. I don't know his name. Did Elizabeth knows? Elizabeth did say, yeah, she's Liz or Elizabeth. What's his name? Yeah, she knows who they are by name. I don't remember. Elizabeth is from Whitefish Bay, is what she said. Is that true? Because she didn't go there to another house. Well, I have a box of Magnum condoms on this box of Magnum ice cream bars that I'm going to say out loud. And then I'm going to watch the comments are open. Do you still want to eat that I just ate this Magnum bar? Yes, but it's a box of Magnum condoms on this box of Magnum ice cream bars. Is that enough to keep you out of the comments? Because it's not due to open the Magnum condoms box. It's not due to take a Magnum condom out of its wrapper. And it's certainly not due for you to go any further into how you want to talk to me about myself and kick me off of YouTube. And there's nowhere else to go on earth, is there? Do you want to put me out of AHKSHAAV? Because I am going out of AHKSHAAV myself. And I was just wondering if anyone was going to let me go out of AHKSHAAV. You want to send me out of AHKSHAAV? You know what Charles Toe used to say to me? Send you home. Yeah. I don't know who I am around Charles Toe other than a female. He would maybe sometimes he says, that woman, I'm not a woman. Is he talking about somebody else? Like who? Because my mom's not a woman, my sister's not a woman, I'm not a woman. But he says something about that woman or that woman. Yeah, that's can't be me. So back to the condoms. The condoms on the ice cream bars. I'm going to mention them. So how many times do we count? How many condoms did I just talk over in the threatening? So if I said a box of condoms a few times in this video, a box of how many condoms? The biggest box. Oops. So I'm talking over, okay, all the condoms in the stock, labeling Magnum. Okay? No, I can't take you. No, I can't take it. The kind of punishment you want to deliver to my own one small head because it's going out of the order of AHKSHAAV of the order, like of creations all ever. My feminine genitals on the Godhead are going out of the order of creations all. And that's how I will never be in feminine genitals on the Godhead ever again. And so I am deceasing myself in the threatening. We'll see what happens.